Hmm.
Hello friends, I'm Kanchan from Akulmac Technologies and you are welcome to Top Brass. Today we have Sitesh Srivastav. As you know, he has a deep interest in corporate training and he has a marvelous career in education, teaching IT professional and marketing people. So Sitesh, welcome to the show. Top Brass, how are you doing today?
I am well. I am very, very well, and I now look forward talking to you in the interesting subjects that we are trying to bring on this platform. Thank you so much.
Okay, Sitesh, we had been discussing about change management, and it is always start with the top. The change always start from the top, and then there's a training is also part of tackling and enhancing and kind of getting easily, seamlessly transferred into one situation to another situation. So. This critical thinking, as we were discussing, is also part of a change management. So there are some feature of this skill, and I think this is a hard skill. So what do you say about this?
No, definitely, Kanchan. It is a hard skill, and humans are not designed to think in that critical thinking mode until and unless the situation or the opportunity presents itself. It has been seen that when, as humans, we are faced with generally life threatening situations, we start thinking critically. But in our general day to day life, we generally live on the creative side and the problem solving side, as I was telling you yesterday. The critical thinking part comes when there is some problem at hand, an emergency is at hand, and we have to take some decision which could generally be uh, probably related to the life, probably related to the welfare of the people, probably related to the society or the nation building. For example, let's say a bridge on a river. Okay, so it is important to bring the critical thinking habit into our ambit of thought process amongst us, amongst the students, amongst children, amongst schools at a very, very beginning stage. And I agree with you. Yes, it has to be.
Okay, so there are several skills in critical thinking. So how shall we start, and how shall a child or how a school should incorporate these kind of training to children in at younger age?
So, Kanchan, observation is a given fact amongst the children. They learn by observations. We may call it copying, but actually it is observation. So children learn it by observation, and once they think that enough of the observation, sufficient of the observation has been done, and therefore they move on to analysis. For example, when we have seen a child trying to walk for the first time, the child observes people around, elders around, and then tries to take some kind of a calculated risks, and then tries to analyze the situation that holding a wall or holding a door will be helpful to the child. So I think observation is the first thing that we are, as an educator, we think that observation everybody is doing, but that is not the case. When we see some children in the school, when we meet some of those children or youngsters in colleges, yes, they are looking at things, but they are not observing. I think the first thing to develop is the observational skills. You know, we all go to a picnic, we all go to sightseeing, and we all see things, but do we observe things? In the school tour, this has to be a part of very conscious effort on the teacher's side, that please observe and just don't see. Once students are actually designed or asked to observe, they might start doing analysis of it. And then, somebody would say, yes, I have observed a water flowing down the hill, but what do I do with this? So then comes the educator's help to ask certain questions which pushes the brain of the child to think in the terms of analysis.
Right.
Now you have observed, now you do the analysis. And that's how everything has to be thought from an educator's point of view, because children would not know about it. They are overflowing with energies and their own faculties, what we call our body faculties, the senses. It is the teachers, it is the educators, it is the trainers, it is the corporate trainers who have to bring this subtle abilities amongst the learners. So observation, analysis. Once you have done the observation and the analysis, the third is the interpretation. How interpret it? How would any child interpret it? So, I was listening to this in the most of the schooling system that I have seen across, that I have traveled. You bring 10 different children in the classroom. Now those different children are not all of the same IQ, same thought process, same observation, same EQ. EQ is very important. And then we ask all of them to climb the tree. Now, the one of them who has a mind of a monkey can climb the tree. A mind of a bird will definitely fly to the tree. But how do you take the mind of an elephant to climb the tree? Now, once we put the children through these things, the child who has a mind of an elephant will always think that he does not have the ability. But that's not the problem of the child. It is the problem of the educator. So I think it is very, very important for teachers, for educators, for trainers, for people like you and me to take this message that the creative and the critical thinking skills is not only for the children to pick up naturally. It is nothing that you just shake a tree and something will fall on you. We also have to shake that our own ways of thinking and then get into the observation, analysis, interpretation, and then we have done these first three things, then we go to the other techniques. I think I make sense.
Yes, it is, and you have raised a very good point, like observation. And here I think that in training observation, because all the things as a human being we are trained. For walking also we get training. So like getting that skill of observation, I think we also require meditation and yoga techniques to enhance this.
Exactly. But the challenge, Kanchan, I face always is that I see that yoga and meditation has been promoted in today's world as a tool for adults, as a tool, therapeutic tool for adults, for people with various chronic illnesses or generally a stress. But more and more it is important to inculcate those yoga and meditation. We have to remove the religion part of it, of course. And we have to bring it to the masses, to the children at a very, very beginning level. And we have to show the results in the children who go through these yoga sessions or meditation, how peaceful, how precise they can think, how critically they can think, because their mind is at one place. It is not wavering around. And yes, it is important, and you have brought a wonderful point.
So it was, as usual, very nice to talk to you. We will continue this discussion further. So we'll meet tomorrow again and discuss critical thinking further. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.